Hi there. In this episode of the GTM Vault podcast, I chat with Venki Pola, co-founder and CTO of OneShot AI, a cutting-edge AI platform that's changing the game in B2B sales prospecting. Venki shares his journey from his early days in India to a successful career at Salesforce and the creation of OneShot AI. He discusses the AI solutions OneShot offers, the hurdles faced in building the platform, and the future of AI in sales. Without further ado, I want to get right into it. Venki, thanks so much for being here. Can you share your journey from starting as an intern in India to founding OneShot AI in San Francisco? And what were the pivotal moments in your career?
Sure. Cool. Thanks for having me, Rick. Good question. I'll start with back in 2009. I think I graduated from 2009, back in 2009 in India. 2009 was the kind of recession time. The market is gone bad with whole housing crash. So I basically graduated at the right time when there is everything is crashed. It was like I was struggling to get a job, to be honest, that time. In India, I worked as an intern, like probably like $60 a month that I was getting. And then did a computers. Actually, I did chemistry in bachelor's chemistry in bachelor's, and then did computers in master's. And came out of the college. Then the whole relation is there. Started as an intern. Then was kind of looking for a core job, like basically full time. I was kind of prospecting for my work, and I used to send shitload of cold emails for work. And as you know, like nobody actually responded, and I used to send more than 500 companies, like at least for a period of couple of months, and nobody responded. Very few responded. Even they respond, they kind of shout at me, "Hey, look, you're just bothering me, kind of leave me alone" types. So I was like, okay, cool. Just a bit of a hope that okay, cool, at least there is one guy going to respond. Out of that persistence, I got one guy who responded on like after 3 months. He asked for an interview, like went on Saturday and then joined on Monday. It was very intense actually. When I first saw the reply, okay, cool, it just worked, right? So then I worked, started the company, joined the company, startup with Dim. And then that Dim, I worked there for 18 months. It was acquired by Salesforce after working for 18 months. And then I moved that was still in India. And after acquisition, I moved from India to Bay Area to lead some of the projects. I grew up in the ladder from all the way to mayor and to all the way to architect, coming like 6-7 promotions in the last 12, 13 years. And then I had that kind of inch where like, okay, cool, started my career at startup. I want to do something in the startup space. And I've been building basically gaining good knowledge, working with all the great people in Salesforce. Then I took the plunge finally. After 13 years, then wanted to start my own thing. Cool. Then I was looking for prospecting co-founders, and then I met my co-founder, Gautam. He's in the Bay Area when he was there. We met there, and then we started building together. It's actually been through like completely and non-idea, like working together idea, then raise funds, then build a team. Now we are like 3-4 countries. The team is there in 3-4 countries, and we raised like a seed round, like 2 rounds, basically pre-seed and seed. And I've come a long way and making good strides in the revenue, retention, everything. So it's been a pretty wild ride from.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Can you talk about some of the early challenges you faced when you first started prospecting for work and how those experiences shaped your approach to business and sales?
Yeah, I think prospecting is all about your desperation, right? I mean, you wanted to get something out of thing, and it's very easy to kind of intimidate with what you want, right? Let's say if you want a job, keep on saying, "Hey, cool, this is my resume. Do you have a job? Do you have a resume? Do you have a job?" Right? And if you're prospecting for work, "Hey, cool, hey, Rick, I saw that you are looking at this, and I do this. Would you be interested?" I think your personal desperation is one angle, and there is actually that everybody have their own needs, but when people receive a lot of incumbents, like a lot of inbound, like so many emails, you got to think from the receiver angle. What does it mean for them? So from your side, you might think that spray and pray, I just want to spend hundreds of people that work. The same thing happened, whether it's for business prospecting, whether it's for job prospecting. This is what I see. Spray and pray never works. You are just not spending enough time, and the guy also not spend enough time on your thing, right? What I would just say is that do enough research. What is your core skill set? What is your core value proposition? If you are looking for a job, it's basically selling yourself, right? And if you're like selling your products, you're selling your product. Look for your core value proposition. Look, what does it mean for them? Think from that angle. Am I reaching the right person? And what is the requirement that they may be having? What problem that they may be having? How can I fit my thing into their problem? Remember, there's going to be a lot of people pitching the same thing to the same problem. and look for innovative ways. So I would say like a right person, do enough research. Are you giving enough messaging which is basically resonating, standing out from the crowd, and just keep on iterate the message. You don't get maybe first message doesn't work and then try another one, different campaign, different copy structure. So actually, last time when what worked for me was initially when I was sending a lot of cold emails, I was just sending a generic message. Hey, look, this is my resume. Do you have a job? But then I looked into, hey, what is my core specialization? Let's say I was working on a tech stack called GWD. Back then, I was specifically looking for jobs on the GWD tech stack. And then I was mentioning that, hey, Rohit, I saw that your company has positions on this. And this is where I found Venture Loop. And I have been working on this for quite long. And this is my kind of a proof or case studies, whatever, right? If you use a sales terminology and crafting that basically help make you get to the next.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, it sounds like you experienced this challenge very early on, and that inspired you to start OneShot that down the line. Can you talk a little bit about some of the key problems you're solving for B2B sales teams?
Yeah, so I would say currently we're heavily focused on outbound for B2B sales. If you take the whole go-to-market in general, there's a whole inbound strategy and then the outbound strategies. And as of the current state of the art, we've been heavily focused on the outbound. And on the outbound, you can see the whole prospecting journey, whether it's finding the right buyers for your product, identifying the right buyer, what is the company, what is the right account meant for you, what is the right contact within the company, researching them, personalizing, like creating content, reaching out them in email, LinkedIn, cold call, whatever you want, whatever the channel that they are available and where you wanted to prospect. Doing the whole journey, right from finding the people all the way to outreaching them and readjusting the campaigns based on the performance, what works, you want to the work. So we have been into this outbound for almost a couple of years and built a pretty robust platform around be it identifying the right account, right contact, creating a right message, sending it the right channel, and sending it the right time. Basically, all those 5 things actually much needed to get a successful outbound. So I would say that's where our core value proposition. And if any of you using any Outreach or Salesloft or Apollo as kind of your sales engagement platform, like sequencing provider, you could use our platform to basically AI-fy your sequencing platform. Please.
That's awesome. Can you talk a little bit about how you guys are leveraging generative AI and automation for this process?
Yeah. So let me just split this whole automation in general. You have mundane tasks that you're going to do. If you take any job title, doesn't matter whether you're a SDR or BBR or product manager, even an engineer, every job role or function has certain mundane tasks, which you hate to do it, but you have to do it for this to make your job successful. And we automate that part specific to prospecting mundane tasks, whether it's basically sniffing through a bunch of applying the filters, going through each job title, each prospect, or going to their LinkedIn profile, going to their website. What you're going to do if I'm prospecting Rick, first I need to identify Rick. Next, Rick is the right person to prospect at the first place out of millions or billions of profiles. That itself a bigger task. And the next thing is, okay, identify Rick. What is the reason for me to reach Rick? So I will go to your LinkedIn, I'll go to your website, and then I'll go to like any podcast. Oh, Rick, I saw that you did a podcast with Venki. I found it interesting. I did more research. The more I research about you and your company, I found more points to resonate what I'm offering so that I can tie my value proposition to that. So identifying, whether it's researching and using all the research material, putting them in our outreach channel, whether it's an email, LinkedIn, and cold call. How can you bring your personalized research tying back to your value proposition, still relevant for the buyer, which is hyper personalized to them? And you can do this at the scale. Look, when I was doing like 10, 50 years back for my job, I used to do manually one by one. The tech was not there. Right. Now there's certain things, the tech is much better than what a human can do. You better use it. That's on the automation side of things. When it comes to AI, it's I don't want to send any generic messages, right? Like template thing, hi, first name, how are things going at your company? This is what we do. The other thing. They know what now. When the channels, email channels, LinkedIn channels, when they see the message is so kind of templatized, they put the rules in such a way it can put it to the spam. But because of the personalization, everything is unique for each person. You actually bypass these rules that the channel specific thing that you put, but still you're personalizing for a receiver things that, okay, cool. The guy did some research about me and more than that. So I would say automating the whole process, whether it's finding an account, researching and crafting the message, and then personalization at scale. That's where we use heavily automation.
Got it. And in regards to the product development, can you elaborate on the technology stack and architecture behind OneShot?
Yeah. So we use on the tech stack standpoint, we use Stack. The backend, backend is the Node.js and front end the React.js. And then we use obviously the cloud, AWS. And when it comes to the AI stack, we use there's an MLOps platform called Predibase and like a True Foundry kind of those. What helps you is that you can take any open source model. Actually, even AWS has SageMaker. We take some of these open source models, put it in the MLOps platform, and get it as kind of an API, and then train the data, customer data into our own thing. That's on the open source models, and then obviously you have closed source models like OpenAI, Claude. I've seen very, very good results with Claude 3.5s on it compared to 4.0. It's very human written compared to that. And we use Bedrock as well to expose some of these closed source models with an API. So all in all, we use MLOps platform and then open source models and closed source models. Then our own cloud provider.
That makes a lot of sense. And when we look at prospecting, we're seeing the growth of intent data coming onto the scene to complement our sales prospecting efforts. Can you talk a little bit about how sales teams can use tools like Clearbit, 6sense, Bombara, and G2 to boost their prospecting efforts?
Yeah. So let's take a step back. What is prospecting? Like basically, I wanted to find some person and then outreach them. It's when you are outreaching somebody, let's say if I'm outreaching Rick, are you a cold person where you never had a problem in the first place? Because I see that you are kind of, let's say, GTM leader. I'm kind of guessing that, okay, the guy might be having this problem I'm reaching. It's pure cold, right? If you have not shown any kind of interest in my business or maybe in my category, in my competition space, the space I'm in, you have not shown any interest, but I'm just reaching, that's pure cold. But there is a higher chance if the buyer showed some interest in some form, you basically contact them at the right time, at the right channel, there is a higher degree that we get the conversations. And that's pretty much what is intent, right? Intent is all about a buyer showed some form of intention on your space, on your business in one way or other, right? So right. I would say the intents, there are like three kinds of intents: the first party intent, second party, and third party. So I'll give you like a overview. Like a first party is like you come to my website and then let's say you browse my website and you did a form fill, lead source form, and then basically you show interest. That's first party. You literally engage with my leads. And the second party, like you went to G2 and then doing something on my category or space. That's the second party. The third party is like in the Google, I was searching for, like, give me all the latest AI prospecting platforms out there. I did in a search in the Google, and then the Forbes article came, maybe TechCrunch article came, and then I went to TechCrunch and read that article. So you are not really engaging in my business, but you are reading something relevant for my business, right? That's the third party. So you can leverage these different kinds of first party, second party, third party intent to know that Rick showed some interest, and using that intention, you could use that in the outreach, saying that, hey, Rick, you may be interested in looking for prospecting solution by AI. And you don't have to say, hey, Rick, I saw that you read an article. You don't need to mention that part, but just say, you know, the fact that the guy is looking for something in the AI prospecting. And if you put that in the message, or maybe whether it's an email, whether it's a LinkedIn, you might think that, wow, you know, one of those things where you have been shopping around and somebody hits you at the same message. Okay, that's good. So there's a higher chance with the conversions with the intent, and you have like first party, second party, third party to leverage and then use different kind of strategies how you can use that in the message.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You've spoken about the impact of cold email on your career. What advice would you give to young professionals on the importance of persistence and effective outreach?
Yeah, I would say for the sales or like for the job hunting use case?
Well, why don't we go with sales?
Yeah. Prospecting for sales, it's like I said, right? You got to get five elements right. I'm just talking in the context of B2B sales in general.
Right.
You have to identify the right account. You have to identify the right contact. You have to put the right message, and you have to prospect them in the right channel. And then you have to hit them at the right time. These are like basically right account, right contact, right message, right channel at the right time. These are the 5 things. And then you have a technology for each of those which can facilitate you, right? Obviously, there are point solutions which does a small thing, and you can do it, I would say, non-scalable way, one or a couple of contacts. But then you need some tech which does all these 5 things at the larger scale. where I can find thousands of people, where I can do thousands of messages generated at the scale, and where I can send thousands of messages, whether it's email or LinkedIn or cold call. You need to find the right tech, which does the personalization, relevancy, and the scale, and also the automation. So I would say the younger, the upcoming SDRs or maybe whoever is doing prospecting in the AI world, leverage the tech. Whatever is commodity, you don't want to do the commodity. Leave that to the technology. And there are a lot of areas the technology is not still good at it. You build that profile. Let's say, for example, I want to do social selling. I want to use some technology which builds my profile base in LinkedIn, then start posting content in LinkedIn. So basically be the voice in that. Like, so let's say I cannot send voice notes in LinkedIn. Let's say if you and me connected in Rick in your LinkedIn, and if I wanted to send a voice note, I have to turn on the microphone on the mobile app. I cannot automate that. And it's very effective. So this is what I would suggest, like anything that there is a technology that does better than you, leverage that. Or what you cannot do, use that, whether it's a video prospecting, whether it's kind of personalized follow-up, whether it's some other channel, which is not still automatable, go use there for the.
How do you balance your roles as a technical leader, product developer, and business strategist? What skills do you find most crucial for managing these responsibilities?
Yeah, I would say, these are like each role requires a different kind of mindset. If you see, I'm like hardcore engineer background at Salesforce, worked at more than a decade. Now with entrepreneur, there's a lot of leverages there. You have product managers, you have GTM people. Now with your own startup, you got to wear multiple hats. I would say each role has requires its own different kind of unique mindset. Like for example, if you're engineer background, you want to build something long-term solutions which are scalable, performant, highly customizable. But when you are it's going to take longer time to build. But if you are a product owner bearing the mindset, you wanted to ship something quicker to get the feedback and then iterate on top of it. So each has a different, I would say, mindset, each for the role. I think depends on when you are especially wearing multiple hats, depends on the situation. I would say ask yourself, okay, what role I should be playing to get the best for the company. Sometimes I optimize for the pure product and then which actually are not good for the engineering side of things, basically still an impact for the company. So what's the problem that is mostly hurting, whether it's getting a new customers, whether it's the retentions, whether it's driving more adoption, whatever it is, take that problem where you should basically put enough solutions and then basically go hard on that kind of mindset and then go from that and make sure that everybody aligned towards.
I want to segue into the future of AI in sales. What do you think are some of the trends you see and how you envision the evolution of AI impacting GTM strategies?
Yeah, I mean, the future is all, I would say, agentic, right? Agent AI. And you can see a lot of buzz around it. Like HubSpot, CTO, and Ramesh keep writing about a lot about the agents as well. So basically, agents is all about doing the things for you with the decision making autonomy, like autonomy, decision making, doing the things for you. If you take a traditional SaaS applications, you want to perform a task, you go there, user interface, and then you put some button, put some filters and click button, right? Like it's basically literally output. But when with agents, it's more outcome based stuff. So if I want to launch a campaign, just go do it. If it is easy, do it so easy. If it's hard, do it hard. I don't care, but just get it done. So the future of AI, whether it's a GTM or maybe any other job role, it's going to be completely agentic AI, which actually does the full end-to-end project for you with an autonomy of making the decisions right for your business and so on. And then along the way, obviously the tech doesn't exist as of now. It's the evolution that I can think of. And then if you can see, they could be like co-pilots where the AI tools help you to do your job with your inputs. I'm going to give certain inputs and it does something, and then you're going to review, and then you're going to give some feedback. It's like a regular manager and then like an IC kind of thing. So that gets better and better over a period of time. And then these AI models, so maybe these AI solutions can get them smarter and does the things for you. That's where I kind of see. And especially for prospecting, where I would think of is that this is at least beyond that broader, where you connect your systems, whether it's your CRM system, your sales engagement platform, and we understand the patterns. What is a good customer look like? What does a bad customer look like? What is a good message look like? What's working? What's not working? And then basically creating campaigns autonomously. These are the people who change the jobs because I've seen success from your CRM, and it launched the campaign by itself on your behalf. right? Maybe you can come back. Hey, I've done all the work, whether it's creating a campaign, finding the people, creating the content copy. I say, hey, Rick, can you please come on and you? So I'm kind of thinking like in future, every SaaS user will eventually become like a manager. So the SaaS application does the work for you and you are just a manager. Come back and then see, approve like a boss and reject like a boss. And if you're rejecting, give the feedback and then let the AI learn from it and then do think like a classic manager and IC kind of a thing is what I'm kind of forcing.
It sounds like this is going to increase the productivity of every person, and there won't be a need for as many people on the sales team.
Yeah. It's going to be effective and efficiency. Yeah, I would say.
And how do you see OneShot evolving? Can you talk a little bit about the next steps, the next major milestones for you guys?
Yeah. Our end goal is to personalize every interaction that your buyer is having with your business throughout the buyer journey. If you take the buyer journey, there is an awareness phase, there is a consideration phase, and then eventually make some decision of picking some vendor. And your buyers, sometimes I send a cold email and you just don't convert from a cold email. And then you might see a LinkedIn ad from me. Then you say, okay, well, I remember this guy. I remember this vendor. Then you see something else. So it's a consistent series of go-to-market actions that your business doing to convert your buyer. And your buyer might not convert for one channel, but they're going to see there's going to be impressions and they're going to keep remember you across all the GTM activities. And we wanted to basically take this whole interaction from your business to the buyer across all the go-to-market channels, whether it's outbound channels, whether it's inbound channels, and whether it's a long-form content, whether it's a short-form content, whether it's a video, an audio, or text, multi-modal, multi-channel, personalized your journey, the buyer journey, personalized the buyer journey. That's our end goal. And today, where we are is completely done that for outbound across all the outbound channels, so the email and LinkedIn cold call. We cracked the code. And we are basically continuously expanding to more and more go-to-market channels.
Phenomenal. It sounds like the future is already here and just not evenly distributed yet.
Yeah. It's seen pretty good success.
Is there any success stories you can share with us?
Yeah. So we got a bunch of customers. Actually, we have case studies on the website as well. Some customers benefited ability to scale outbound campaigns without, I would say, at a lower budget and launching multiple campaigns and without compromising the quality on the hyper-personalization. And so basically there is a scale at which what you could be at a lower cost. We have seen that. And some customers actually benefited from the quality of the outreach, which results in conversions. And we have seen the response rate, positive response rate all the way to 5-6%. From we have seen pretty broader spectrum on 1% is to, and depends on the maturity of the business. If you're a pure startup, which you have not done outbound in your life and you're still testing, A/B testing, for them, the value proposition here is, am I able to put my voice out to multiple buyers out there, which is part of my larger ecosystem of the go-to-market journey. And some customers who actually get a personalized outreach and get higher response rates leading to the opportunities created. We have seen a wide spectrum of conversions plus the efficiency.
That's great. One final question I have is, what key advice would you give to aspiring founders looking to build and scale their own startups in the tech industry?
Yeah. So I would say have high conviction in the problem that you're solving. It's very easy to kind of distract by multiple reasons, right? There's going to be a new competitor come and it's going to be hard to raise funds and maybe it's going to get hard to get employees and maybe retain whatever. You're going to get challenges along the way. The only thing that stick to you is how closely you associated to the problem that you're solving. If you're genuinely obsessed with the problem that you're solving, and you fundamentally believe in it, and you have seen it, and you got conviction. If you yourself got the conviction, then it's all about how do I plant my conviction to broader people, whether it's my co-founder, whether it's my employees, whether it's my investors, whether it's that. So it all starts from you. And along the way, there's going to be bumpy road, ups and downs. You might get customers, you might not get customers. But if you fundamentally believe in more customers, more users, and decide, and I'll say ideal customer profile is very, very important. I mean, your TAM could be so big, but you might not solve it. But you might not solve for the entire TAM right off the bat. But that's your end goal, North Star. But from your entire TAM, pick your ICP, put more filters. For example, for me, anybody who does outbounding or within outbound, anybody who's using certain platforms. or within this, anybody who's doing a larger volume of skill. So I would say pick ICP, narrow down, broader and better, and that gives you, even if 1,000 companies to prospect, 100 companies to prospect, then you have a clear focus. Talk to them, put your product in front of more of them, get feedback and build out of it. I think long story short, it's all about high conviction and keep doing it.
Venki, thanks so much for being on the GTM Vault podcast.
Thanks, Rick. Thanks for having me. I really enjoyed the chat, and thanks for all the thoughtful questions.
To all our viewers out there, if you're ready to start boosting your sales prospecting, go to oneshot.ai and check out the platform.
Thank you.